Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Monday afternoon. Hope you're well. Hope you're looking after yourself. You're having a good day at work. You're going to have a good day at work. Whatever it is, hope it is a good one. Obviously, if you are going to the gym, make sure you work hard. You know the rules. We released a video. I say we, I guess, released a video yesterday surrounding really the Emerson Royale situation and the fact that Spurs have rejected a bid for him from Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. We do have a bit of a update around that. We're expecting a second bid and what have you. We also do have our update around Bryan Gil and his short-term, long-term future at Spurs. You'll see what I mean when I get to it. But I just want to say, if you're new, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And let's talk Emerson Royale. So it came from Tom Barkley yesterday, who released the exclusive that we had rejected a bid from Al Nassr for Emerson Royale. He sort of increased his amount of exclusivity on this, and he said that exclusive from yesterday morning, Spurs reject bid from Al Nassr for Emerson Royale, but are expected to return with a fresh offer. So I said that I don't think Spurs will sell Emerson Royale. It creates a bit too much work. Now, what I mean by that is Spurs, obviously, they've got Timo Werner in, they've got Dragujin in, they're looking at Antonio Nassr, which I do have an update around that a little bit later on. They don't really want to have to create so much work that they then have to replace a guy who's played all across the back four. So it creates too much work, and you're not sure if you're going to get a guy who can get up to speed straight. Whereas with Emerson, he's a good character. He doesn't cause any problems in the changing rooms. He can play across the back four. He's a guy that I guess is a bit of a glue right now. Now, next season could be a completely different situation, which I do think it will be next season. I do see him potentially moving in the summer. But right now, I think he's quite valuable in that regard. So Dan Kilpatrick said that Al Nassr are considering an approved offer for Emerson Royale, but Tottenham would only sell this month for big money. So when we look at the deal I think was about 21 million pounds, right? I'd love to know what they consider big money. Because like I said, they spent about 26 million on him to get him in the first place from Barcelona. So they're probably going to want that, if not more. And I think if they got a deal where they were offered about 30 million, I think Spurs would accept it. Now, obviously, that's one thing. Emerson has to accept the move himself, and Emerson apparently is very happy at Spurs. But let's take it on the idea that, yeah, he would accept the move. 30 million is good money for Emerson Royale, in my opinion. You're getting your money back. You're getting a little bit more on top, which is always good. When we think of financial fair play and things like that. And you'll see a lot of my videos, I talk a lot about financial fair play. We have no issues with it. We're very fortunate in that regard. But it's always good to make sure that we stay on top of it. So when we look at like the Harry Kane sale and the Harry Winks sale, all adds to FFP. Clears out a lot, to be honest. But on Emerson, yeah, that would help. And 30 million, you'd get your replacement for him. I really do think you'd get your replacement for him. You would need to get someone in this month, though. It's not like you sell him, we'll get to the end of the season. You'd have to get someone in this month. And someone that you can take time in regards to if Pedro's got no issues, he's all grand and gravy, he's not going to get injured. You can take your time to get someone and develop them. But also, let's do the flip side. Spurs are injury-riddled all year, suspensions, international duties. They would have to get someone in that can go right away. Now, not saying they have to go and play amazing in the system because they need to learn the system, but they will need someone to get going right away. They can't have someone that needs to take 3 or 4 months to get up and running, So I think we'll expect another bid, I assume, this week. I reckon they'll make the bid get up to about 25 million. And that's where Spurs might start to go, we're going to reject it, but you're in the ballpark. And that's where I think we may still see Emerson Royale move on. But I'm going to say no right this second. I think Spurs are going to just say, you can have him in the summer, but it's not happening right now. Let's talk Bryan Gil, and it came from Corriere dello Sport in Italy. He said that Bryan Gil was no longer in Spurs' plans under Ange Postecoglou. The club are now willing to loan the winger out, including a buy option. Lazio remain keen on signing him since the summer, as Maurizio Sarri is convinced he can get the best out of him. So, I did a little bit of a research deep dive into Lazio and their chances in the last 3 years. Because when we look at financial fair play, you look at chances in the last 3 years. They don't have financial fair play issues in regards to their transfers. I think they're actually up a few million. It's not a lot, but they're up a few million. Obviously, in Italy, there's not as much money, so it's not like you're going to get Italian clubs spending 50, 60, 70, 80 million quite frequently. I mean, I know Juventus bought Ronaldo for about 100 million, but Ronaldo brought them a lot of money. You know, he probably paid for himself and a hell of a lot more whilst being there. But with Lazio, yes, they're a little bit up. We'll have to see, obviously, you know, if there's other issues within their financials. But we know, obviously, Feyenoord are very interested in him. Fiorentina, still in Italy, are very interested in him. I'd be okay if Spurs moved on from Bryan Gil, but I wouldn't want it to be a loan with a buy option. Buy obligation, fine, but not a buy option, because I think we're just wasting our time, to be honest. He's been out on loan now a couple of times with you know, all those sort of things. If you're not keen on him, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with you not being keen on. Not every player that is there before a manager turns up is that manager's cup of tea. There's nothing wrong with that. Managers have their own ideas and what they want their sort of players to be like. But also we can't just be going, yeah, have a loan with an option to buy, because that suits the club that we're loaning to so much more than it is suiting us. And we need to be a bit more ruthless in that idea by saying, you want him, that's absolutely fine. There's a buy obligation. Because you get the other team going, oh God, we thought we could get away with a buy option. Don't know if we can do that. And that's fine, then you keep him. You keep him to the summer when there's a lot more money to spend. But I just don't like this buy option lark, because it never works out for Spurs. It never does. You think Tanganga's just come back from his loan. That's not worked out. In Ndombele, we'll have to wait and see, because that's not too fruitful at the moment. He's obviously had other loans where his buy options haven't been taken up. There's countless other players that have had that, but he never seems to work for Spurs. So get the buy obligation, get it guaranteed. Then he's gone in the summer. Then that summer money transfers over. That if you do sell a Tanganga or you sell a Ndombele, you know, a Regulon, whoever, it adds up at the end of that month. You know, it allows you to really retool the squad, because they're doing a really good job at the moment, the last two windows. I think one more this window would be nice, even if it is a Nassr and someone else, because the Nassr one, you can kind of backload the money into the summer anyway, so it's not a big deal. But this window, I think it'd be nice to get a midfielder, homegrown midfielder as well, and I do have an update on that as well. But anyway, guys, at the end of the video, I hope you did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comment section below your thoughts, feelings about Bryan Gil and that situation. Would you want him to go? Do you want him to stay? Do you want him to go and stay? I don't know. I want to know your thoughts about that. Obviously, with Emerson Morale, where would be the value that you would say, if you were the Spurs guys in charge, that you would take? Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, at the end of the video, I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.